So earlier this week, this happened.
I'm just sick of the black people on the internet talking about I'm not with her. Okay, so if you're not with her, that means you with Trump. And y'all need to block every last one of their asses on Facebook and on Instagram and social media and stop. Like that's just garbage. It's
Yeah.
just garbage.
Can
Everybody
we be
got to
united
find
on anything? Yeah.
yeah. Can't
About some black people, you all need to do your research. Do your research. Vote for Kamala. Your research. Do your research. We have already done it. If you're gonna vote for Trump, stop trying to convince everybody else to vote for Trump. That's what you doing. Nobody is voting for Kamala.
Yourself down, dude. I don't know what the hell is wrong with a lot of you black men, you gatekeepers that think you can just talk to people like we're beneath you. It does not make any sense for you to talk like that, Ricky. Why are you not telling everybody to vote for the black man? Cornel West is on the ticket. Why is it that it's so popular to say black woman, even though this woman is an Indian? Why is it so popular to say this? How come you as a black man is not telling people to vote Cornel West, which is a black
The
man?
reality of the situation. So, I just was, it's astonishing to me to see it though, where you have these people, they sending out these black women and these bootlicking men, right? The Van Joneses, the Bakari sellers, the Roland Martins, right? The DL Hugleys, even Plies, and it's a whole bunch of them who are trying to shame black men for thinking for themselves, because that's all they doing.
That right there is just some of the reaction to Rickey Smiley's comments. Now, guys, really quick. This right here is not going to be a video that I want to be totally long because, well, I got to kind of split this one up because it could, in fact, be a very, very long take because we got to talk about both sides of the coin here, why it is that some men just go ahead and simp for their vote, and why some, of course, are also at the exact same time waking up to the reality and seeing the writing on the wall and seeing that one side of the aisle doesn't really truly care about them but takes their vote for granted. Now, guys, I've said this right before, and I'll say this right again. Anytime somebody talks about Kamala Harris's campaign and how she's got momentum and everything, what they're trying to do is they're trying to recreate the 2008 Obama ordeal. That right there is what they're trying to do. In a lot of ways, it just looks like a jacked up version of 2012. The main difference being that the Republican nominee that the Democrats are facing this time actually has a literal base of support, unlike in 2012 where Romney did not have one. However, that right there is what they're trying to do. They're trying to recreate the nostalgia of Obama through Kamala Harris. And of course, it's not as strong of an alliance as these people think it is. But once again, every 4 years, celebrities go out there, mostly celebrities in black culture, your Steve Harveys, your D.L. Hugleys. Of course, these are also people, by the way, that I grew up watching when I was a kid in the 90s and early 2000s. Jamie Foxx, maybe, I'm not so sure. I haven't really heard anything out of him. But of course, you get people like Rickey Smiley and them come out there and basically tell black men that they need to go vote Democrat. Not only do they tell black men this, they tell black women this right here. And of course, they expect black men and black women to fall in line. So obviously, Rickey Smiley's comments did in fact strike a nerve with some people because some people have obviously woken up and said, you know what, maybe we need to stop voting for these people. Or like in the case of Ice Cube, which I'll bring up here in a second, you guys are seeing here in the B-roll footage, he's basically, while his messaging was a little bit cryptid, I pretty much figured out exactly what he was saying when he said what he was saying. He basically said, you know what, you don't have to vote at all. Anybody who tells you to vote is not exactly somebody you should trust, somebody you should obviously ask questions of. You should obviously ask what their intentions are. Here's a small slice of that now.
Well, I'm saying that to say this. Be skeptical of anybody telling you to vote and not telling you to ask for anything or to tell you to just vote and not to get anything for your vote. That's not, I want you to vote and not ask for nothing. People that's in power that want you to vote but don't want you to get anything or not asking for you to get anything economically, they suspect. Straight up. Because a lot of people been in place for a long time and we ain't got shit. That shit gonna end. That shit gonna end. We gonna get what we supposed to get. Period. And anybody asking you not to ask, I wouldn't listen to them. Because that's the process. Every community asks for what they want. And we're going to do the same goddamn.
Basically, what Ice Cube is saying is that you need to just simply ask, hey, look, what am I going to be getting in return for my vote? Ice Cube went through this back in 2020 during COVID. They reached out for him, and people weren't listening to him then. I wonder if some more people are listening to him now. But still, though, basically at the end of the day is that he could kind of see the writing on the wall. You're going to be shamed for not voting for Kamala Harris. You're going to be shamed regardless. So why not just go ahead and try to ask for something in return? Also, him being a California native, still living in California, obviously hear the stories of her, especially as a prosecutor. But we'll talk a little bit more about that in video number 2, because obviously there are things that she needs to answer for that, quite frankly, she's probably not going to be forced to answer for, except at the ballot box. And even conservative voters, they suddenly get concerned because they're like, why won't these people wake up? Well, I'm showing you guys this little bit from Pew Research. This right here, by the way, is what I think the real number is on the racial demographics for this election. Yes, it says Harris up by 1, but what people don't seem to realize is that even if Harris was to win the popular vote by about 1 or 2 points, or in some cases 3 points, which is another reason why it is I'm a little bit baffled on how it is that conservatives online are panicking about her being up in the polls, only being down by 1 to 3 points, maybe even 4. That's still an electoral college win with these demographics for Trump. That's actually an electoral college landslide, to be honest with you guys. And of course, you're getting a massive response bias from the Democrats because they're now suddenly motivated to vote, whereas in the case with Biden, they were not motivated to vote. Also, to go on top of that, they're also motivated now to answer the call when somebody wants to poll them. The fact of the matter is this right here. They're trying to recreate the 2008 coalition. However, they do this every 4 years where they send black celebrities out there to basically run their mouth. It just so happens to be that there is a contingent of black males who intend on voting Republican this cycle. The same contingent of black males who voted Republican in 2020, the same contingent of of black males who woke up and realized that Hillary Clinton was what? Bad for black men. I mean, her husband did lock up an entire generation of black men. And then to go on top of that, you now have somebody running for president at this moment in time that has a pretty shoddy record as a district attorney, San Francisco, locked up a lot of black men. I mean, hell, she's even bragged about it, all that type of stuff there. But of course, I don't think I need to go through all that because these men right here have already done their research on said woman, and they've already begun their pushback against Rickey Smiley's comments. Speaking of those comments, let's go ahead and re-listen to some of what he said.
Garbage.
Can everybody we be united on anything?
Yeah. Can't agree on a damn bucket of chicken. One person want a hot dog.
I always complain.
Black folks get on my damn nerves, man. Why everybody making all these celebrities making all these videos going off on Kamala Harris and stuff, and then the black men, Kamala Harris didn't prosecute you and treated you bad in court. I got treated bad in court too, but I'm with her because a vote for her. If you sit at home and you don't support her, you are definitely supporting Donald Trump. You can vote for who you want to, but don't be trying to encourage other people and sit up there and put bad stuff. Where's that same energy for Donald Trump?
Yeah. Well,
you know what I'm saying?
I'm just like, don't vote for him. It is what it is.
Y'all not even out here doing real research to look at her record. If you do the research or whatever, stop believing everything you read and do real research, you can see what her record is. You can see what she have done. I think you can Google what have Kamala Harris done for the black community or things that black people benefit from a lot. We need to stand with her.
Yes.
We need to stand with her. She's
okay. Now, I could sit here and say something along the lines of, can you tell me a policy that she implemented? Can you tell me a policy that she enacted? I mean, the only policy that she's pitching right now is one that she stole from Trump. No tax on tips. She's getting absolutely destroyed for that. Kamala Harris has also flip-flopped on every single issue. And of course, there's also this bit about changing headlines and buying Google ads. By the way, her buying Google ads is not really truly going to help out with the campaign. If anything, it's actually going to turn more people off because when you have YouTube, most people on YouTube, they don't have YouTube Premium. So therefore, it's kind of a slog to force them to watch an ad they don't want to watch. You're just going to click right through it, and then the skip segment comes up. I'm just simply saying that, of course, you're trying to buy support that's not organic, and that right there is obviously just going to end up costing you money. At the end of the day, it's going to be money not well spent. Just saying. Obviously, some black men have taken to the internet, and what have they done? They've basically voiced their opinions and telling Rickey Smiley to, I don't know, maybe shut the hell up. Here's some bits of it.
I can't even take you serious. Number one, earlier this year lying on Cat Williams. Community already know you a fucking liar. Number two, every time I see you in a movie, you dressed up as a woman. I don't even take you serious as a hypocrite. I will never listen to you. That's like me saying now I'm gonna listen to Steve Harvey on fucking marriage advice. Black Americans can't be easily manipulated no more.
Like, what is wrong with you? Do you not know there's video of Kamala Harris acting like an Indian? Do you not know there's video to the contrary of everything you saying, Ricky? Let me expose Ricky real quick. Hey, Ricky, let me show you something real quick, Ricky. You said that Kamala Harris has a great record. All you got to do is look it up. But you know one thing you didn't do is you didn't tell one damn thing that she did. Why do we got to look it up? If you fighting for her so hard, why you couldn't tell us? You know why you couldn't tell us? Because she ain't do shit.
So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No. So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only tangible policies.
I know these men are fed up. Now, I want to say this really quick before we get to the other half of the video and eventually close it out. I want to just go ahead and say one more thing. Stephen A. Smith recently, he has gotten some flack for criticizing Kamala Harris for not doing interviews. We'll talk more about that in video number 2. There's obviously going to be some elements to this video that's going to be in the next video, so make sure you guys stick around for that, because I'm going to kind of explain the other side of the coin. The thing that you've got to understand is this here. That particular vote does not actually work out well for the Democrats in any election cycle unless it's black men and black women together voting in tandem for the Democrat. That's the real truth of the situation. I don't think I need to go through her blackness or whether she's black or not. I've already talked about that in previous videos. A lot of these men don't even view her as black. However, if you want to vote based upon the whole notion of somebody being black, I think Kwame Brown has a very good point.
How is this dude scolding everybody who black, trying to force them to vote for Kamala? Ricky, do you not know we can see, bro? I don't know if your thongs, that you wore too many dresses and wigs, Ricky. And I don't mean to disrespect you, but I feel disrespected. And I don't like how stupid you sound. Because why are you making it about Trump and this fake black lady when there's Cornel West on the ticket? People can vote for Cornel West. You can't just say stupid shit like, if you saying you're not with Kamala, that means you with Trump.
You could have endorsed Cornel West. I mean, but then again, though, I think I know the real reason why it is you wouldn't endorse Cornel West, because he's obviously somebody who's voting third party. There's also this lady here who's also voting third party, voting for RFK. I advise you guys check out that video. It's actually a pretty good video. I mean, even though obviously I'm a Trump voter, I'm just simply saying that she doesn't say anything that isn't completely out of bounds. I'm just saying you might want to hear her perspective. The truth be told is you've got these people who are trying to shut down dissenting voices. And anytime you try to shut down dissenting voices, obviously there's a problem. Which leads me to the overall conclusion of this video, and it's why. Why are you trying to shut down dissenting voices? Go back to 2008. Let's use the medium of 2008 to kind of explain this. So Barack Obama comes on the scene in 2004. That was when he officially came on the scene. He gave the DNC keynote address. It was a great speech. Even Republicans loved that speech. There are no red states. There are no blue states. I see one America. It was a great speech. It really, truly was. And obviously you could tell this guy was going to be a star. Even though in 1998, we could have completely avoided Barack Obama if Mike Ditka had simply ran for that Senate seat. Just saying, you kind of screwed us there, Mike. Where a lot of the crap we're dealing with today is because of you there, Mr. Ditka. Makes me dislike the Bears even more. Just kidding. But still, though, the point is this right here. When Obama came around in 2008, it was lockstep, 98%. It was black male, black women, black family. It was everything was voting for Obama. In 2012, the same exact thing occurred. It was, you must get his back. I remember driving down the road, driving by a black funeral home and seeing a sign saying, you better get his back. You better get his back. You see, the tribalness was already kicking in. But you see, at that point in time, black voters were more in lockstep with supporting Barack Obama. They were way more in lockstep with supporting him. Then we get to 2016, and Hillary Clinton is running. And a lot of black people, having dealt with Obama's second term, having dealt, say, like Flint, Michigan, the water incident, which, by the way, is a separate video on its own. A lot of these people, they were like, I'm just not motivated to vote Democrat because these people just don't care about us. And of course, you saw a lot of people vote third party. You saw a lot of black men vote for Trump because they felt that he was better for them economically. They said, look, we want somebody who's actually going to try to do something. And of course, you saw a lot of black men in particular, including some black women, say, no, we're not going to vote for Hillary Clinton in 2016. So the overall black turnout was down. Actually, I need to go ahead and say this really quick. Kamala Harris is actually doing worse with black women than what Hillary Clinton was doing. When you actually look at the poll, you actually read the polls and actually read the crosstabs, I think you type it into a site like, say, NBC Swing the Vote, or you type it into many of the other election models based on demographic, it still leads to the same thing, electoral college win for Trump. People automatically think that these suburban women are going to be the ones who swing the election. No. It's not the suburban women. It's not the suburban wine-sipping mom that swings the election. It's the working class woman. And the working class woman doesn't really and truly like Kamala Harris. I'm talking about working class white women who voted for Joe because of COVID. Or, the working class Hispanic woman who voted for Joe because of COVID. Which brings me to my next point. You see, back in 2016, the Democratic Party wasn't doing what Rickey Smiley is doing now. They weren't attacking black people. They weren't attacking them. Or as that woman was saying back to Rickey Smiley when she said, you know what, I just don't care about these people, block them on Facebook. Look, they've already made a decision. Look, they weren't doing that at all. By the way, when you do that, that rather is a signal that you've already lost. You already know you've lost. Or, yes, you've already lost and you don't know you haven't lost. It's a very, very weird way of saying it, but people say that there is a cope is basically the reason why they do it. We're coping because, hey, look, I'll put on the face and know we're going to win, but then they turn right back around on the day of the election. They have a very, very bad feeling. These people aren't going to show up and vote. And we're probably going to lose. And guess what? I'm going to have somebody to blame. Or it's, well, I know I'm going to lose, but screw it anyways. Let these people do whatever. I've got somebody to blame afterwards. That's basically what it is. That's really what cope really and truly is. It's just the next step in throwing blame around. The thing is this right here. You see, in 2020, black voters were in lockstep with the Democratic Party to get Trump out. They were playing up the whole racism narrative. You had the George Floyd riots, and you had people saying, look, I was feeling some kind of way. That's basically what happened. But also something else, too, in 2020, something else happened. Trump got double his overall support amongst the black population. I think that's what's bearing, I think that is what's showing up in the polls nowadays. I think you could obviously see this in the activities that have been created. Anton Daniels, for example, is obviously one of the best ones at it. He really and truly goes out of his way to engage with these voters. We'll talk more about him in future videos. He's got people like this girl here who are basically telling you that they're going to vote for Kamala Harris because she's black.
I'm going to just be real honest with this. She's a black woman.
Yeah, because they skin folk, not Kim folk.
I think it goes back to what somebody was saying, where it's not voting for someone, but majority will vote for somebody else just.
Hold on. Let me line this out.
I think majority.
Is it only because she a black woman?
Yeah.
Do you not see how that's a bad idea?
Elaborate.
Anton's facial expression said it all. Of course, this woman is not black. This woman is actually mostly Indian. But we'll talk more about that in video number 2. I mean, go back to what my man here said at the very, very beginning. They're obviously going to shame you into voting for Kamala Harris. I mean, it kind of makes you look very weak when you actually just go ahead and just blindly vote for this person. Or kind of like what Ice Cube said earlier. You need to get something for your vote, and these people aren't promising you anything at all. But still, at the same time, though, you obviously need to actually question the motive behind voting for Harris. I mean, it's just as simple as day. You compare the candidates, but of course, we got people out here saying that, because she's black, even though she's not, you got to support her. You obviously see this, and you see blackmail influencers, and you're probably thinking to yourself, wow, how do they know all this? Because they did the research. They saw the Democratic Party was not doing them any favors. That right there is what I'm telling you. A lot of black men are waking up because they're doing their research, and they're rejecting people like Rickey Smiley. You see, in 2020, they weren't rejecting it. In 2024, they are. So all this belief that Kamala Harris is just going to recreate the 2008 Obama coalition and win the election in a landslide, it's a bunch of crap. But I did leave something out. Of course, it took me a long time to get to it. This is where I'm going to end the video. So why in the world are they attacking? Why in the world are they attacking black men for saying no? They're attacking them because they know deep down inside they're probably going to lose. And they need somebody to blame. But of course, you can obviously see some men have obviously decided to, stand on their 2 feet and fight back. It's always a good thing to see. But you guys tell me what you think in the comment section. The second video of the day, we'll be talking about what Stephen A. Smith, his little rant about Harris not taking any interviews, and I'll probably go ahead and handle the Google ad crap too, because obviously there's a lot more information that's came out since about her buying those Google ads and editing headlines. So make sure you guys stick around for both videos. With that right there being said, guys, please hit the like button, please subscribe, please share the video, please sign off in the comment section, and I'll see you guys later.